Ronald Reagan really got me involved in politics. Oddly enough, it was March 30th, 1981. I was 6 years old. Ronald Reagan that day got shot. And that day I started looking at the news. I made believe I was a news reporter. You know, as a little kid, I got a little tape recorder, went near the television, and was reporting on what happened to the president. And ever since that point, I started watching the news and following the news and seeing how Ronald Reagan's politics was great for America. Oddly enough, when I was 5 years old, I do remember telling my father to vote for Jimmy Carter. That was not a proud moment. He had gray hair. He looked like God, I know. Part of my platform. Well, obviously the cut taxes. New York pays currently amongst the highest state income tax and property tax in the nation. That needs to stop, and that really needs to stop now. It's such a stranglehold on New York families. As Bob mentioned before, over 1.2 million? 1.2 million New Yorkers has fled out of the state because it's not business friendly and it's not family friendly due to the high tax burden. My opponent is Kevin Parker. That was one of the hottest Democratic primaries in the, in the news that was going between Zimke Felder, Kendall Stewart, and Kevin Parker. My opponent, Kevin Parker, is one of the most liberalist members of the state Senate. And in 2005, he got arrested for beating up a traffic cop as a sitting state senator. Now, I think that's disgusting. You know, here you are, you're a state senator. I mean, who likes getting a traffic ticket? No one. But you have to learn to keep your cool. And as he's probably learning now in anger management classes that he was required to take, hopefully he will learn next time not to have his temper get the best of him. No parole for violent felons is another part of my platform. These scum are out on the street with the recidivism rate. They constantly get back on the street because of the liberal judges that are constantly bringing them back on the street. And what do when they're back on the street? They commit more crimes. We need to make sure if they're sentenced to 10 years in jail, that they stay 10 years in jail, not come out and mug us and do whatever else they want to do with the good citizens of New York. Also, I would love to bring back the death penalty. The death penalty, when it was brought back, was never used. We need to use it for murderers. This day and age, with the DNA and everything we have with the technology, we need to, you know, some people say, well, it's not, some statistics show that it doesn't deter crime or whatever the case may be. But you know what? Sometimes that's, for family members of victims, you know, the victims' families, that sometimes is closure for them. And it's also closure for society. So I believe that if you kill, you need to go bye-bye, you know. Also, gang violence. Part of my district is, you know, I'm running in the 21st, as I mentioned before, but it encompasses Kensington, Flatbush, Borough Park, and Midwood, and parts of Canarsie. Now, in Flatbush area, there's a large gang violence going on in the streets. Now, you see the kids walking around with the do-rags and everything else, as you mentioned before, with the pants falling down. And, you know, they look like they escaped from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. I feel like saying that your ship is docked in Coney Island and you need to go back on it. It's disgusting that kids, the good kids that go to schools, have to live every day with fear that they're wearing the wrong colors, that they're wearing Nikes or whatever they're wearing on their feet, that they have to be worried that they're going to be taken off their feet, or that they're going to get stabbed on their way home because they look funny at the gang member. That needs to stop. That is why I'm also for school choice. The schools are basically prisons holding cells, okay? And, you know, as parents need to have a choice whether or not they should, with their tax money, with the tax vouchers, if they're going to send their kids to a private school, a religious school, or if they want like to go to the public school. That should be the choice of the parent, not the teachers' union. Okay? Also, congestion pricing. I would definitely be against congestion pricing. What was the mayor thinking? Was this, again, Disneyland, where you needed to pay a price admission to get into the Manhattan, to see the lovely streets of Manhattan? What an elitist idea that was. Now they're also talking about charging $1, or what was it? Oh, they were trying to sell the bridge for $1. Okay, maybe it's the bridge to nowhere. Sell the bridge for $1 so they could give us a nice toll. Gee, I can't wait. I mean, especially the Manhattan Bridge. You ever drive over that thing? It's so great with the little the metal grates or whatever the heck that is. I don't. It makes my muffler want to fall off. So I can't wait to pay for that. So I'd be against that. Also, marriage between a man and a woman. That's a sacred bond. I would vote for keeping marriage between a man and a woman, unlike Governor Patterson, who did an executive order who's basically recognizing marriage between a man and a man, a woman, which is in Massachusetts and California at this time. So I would definitely be against that. I mean, because what that's going to be, it makes marriage a mockery. It starts becoming where, then who are we to say polygamists, that they can't marry 2 or 3 or 4 women? Or who do we say, you know, I like my beagle. You know, I'm single, and maybe I would like to marry my beagle. Her name is Precious, and, you know, marriage should not be made a mockery. Marriage has a lot of things going against it, with 50% divorce rate, basically, that it's already heading toward. It doesn't need more things against it. So marriage should be between a man and a woman. Also, I would like to thank Chairman Eaton for help. You know, the Brooklyn Party, the Republican Party, is starting to build itself back up again. We do have one elected state senator, Marty Golden, and parts of Bay Ridge area has, from the Staten Island crossover with the Vita Facella's seat, and I believe another assembly seat crosses over into Brooklyn. Jimmy Otto. Yes, Jimmy Otto. So hopefully that will continue to build with the candidates here tonight, and hopefully we'll all get elected, and we will build the party into the right direction. One of my last points is, when I'm elected, I would vote to deport illegal aliens. Now that sounds harsh. Well, they come here to do jobs that Americans are not doing. But I support legal immigration. Legal immigration. That means you can't jump over the border and waltz right into this country. It is just like if you're on a line at the movie theater and you have a group of people that cuts in front of you and you say, "Usher, usher, why are these group of people jumping in front of me?" And they say, "No, it's okay. They're allowed to jump in front of you." No, it is not okay. Because the people that became legal immigrants, that came to this country, they paid thousands and thousands of dollars for immigration lawyers. They did the right thing. They followed the laws of the land. By definition of the word illegal alien, they're all criminals, because they're not obeying our laws. They came into this country illegally. We don't know who these people are that are coming in here illegally. 29 to 33% of the federal prisons have illegal aliens in their jails. Not because they're illegal aliens that they came in and they just arrested them for being an illegal alien. No, because they committed violent crimes. We don't know who these people are that are coming into this country and committing crimes. We need to make sure that they come in here legally, so we know who everyone is. Be it a workers program where they pay taxes, whatever that solution might be. I don't know the answers for that right now. But all I know is they should not be coming here illegally. Also, I would like to comment on, in closing, I know everyone's tired here tonight, in closing about John McCain and Sarah Palin. Now, there's definitely a clear choice in this year's presidential election between John McCain, who shot missiles off of a plane as a Navy pilot, and Barack Obama, who shot staples into a tree as a community organizer. We need to make sure this year that we vote for John McCain and support John McCain. Get out there in the streets. We're only 5 points behind in the polls, in the last poll. I believe it was at the Sienna's poll? Yeah, 5 points behind. The last Republican who won this state, I believe, was Ronald Reagan back in 1988. Hopefully, what, 84? He didn't win 88?
That was Bush.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, that's right. 80 and 84 was Reagan's election. Yeah, well, seems like yesterday, but as the years pass by. But hopefully we have John McCain elected this year, because truthfully, Barack Obama, change. That's all you're going to have left in your pockets is change. Because once he taxes us to death, and he will tax us to death, that's all we'll have jingling in our pockets. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep you further. If you want to look more about my issues, go to Glenn Nocera, GLENNOCERA.com. Also, like Pedro mentioned, if you do a keyword search, you're not going to see it. Jonathan, I keep on annoying Jonathan because he helped develop my...
Say it again.
Glenn, GLENNOCERA.com. And I thank you all for coming out here tonight, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Glenn, for your very entertaining talk about your canvassing.